Hello from my dirty mirror. This is my first go at a casual iPhone vlog, so let's see how it goes. I'm about to head out to a gig I got as a camera operator for a live concert. So I just want to bring you along. So let's start out with like what I typically wear, because that's important, the fit's important. Typically for this kind of shoot, I'm just wearing stage black, so like all black, pretty casual. The most important part of this outfit are the shoes. Not only because they look freaking fresh, but because you need to wear really comfortable shoes. I'm typically on my feet for like 3 hours at a time for stuff like this, so it's super important to have comfy shoes. In terms of gear, I actually am bringing gear on this shoot. Sometimes gear is provided for me, sometimes I'm bringing my own gear, so I'm not gonna bring out everything because I packed it away pretty nicely, but I bring in my FS5, my Sony FS5II, batteries, lens, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use the production company's lens, a tripod, sticks, pretty standard, and then my backpack with just like my personal stuff. So always bring water and always bring a jacket. This is just like a lightweight jacket that I typically bring for shoot days. It has a lot of pockets, and as a woman, we typically don't have good pockets. The one thing I wanted to say about this is like, the production company I'm working for, it's through a friend that works for the production company. So thankfully though, this time around, this is the second shoot I've done with them of this nature, and the owner of the production company actually offered to add a little bit to my rate for the day for my gear that I am bringing. So it's like a little bit on top of my day rate for bringing my camera out and my sticks out, which is pretty nice. Maybe this is just like something I want to tell you all. Don't be afraid to ask, especially if it's your friends, and like the worst thing that they could say is no. But if you have invested in gear, then you might as well, might as well make a little bit of money off of it. Alright, this is probably the last time you're gonna see me talk to camera and on camera, at least in real time. The rest of the time you'll probably be hearing from future Marissa, who does the voiceover, just because I'm a shy girl and actually like vlogging in public is not really my thing, so we're gonna do a voiceover later. But yeah, I'm about to head to the venue. Always try to get there a little bit early, 15 minutes early. I'm sure you've heard the saying. We have a little bit of a later call time, so it's around like rush hour here in San Diego, so it's important that I leave even earlier than I planned. I arrived just under 15 minutes early, and that's how I like it. Woo. So for this gig, all I had to do was set up my camera on sticks on a platform, so you can see me doing that here. I just take the time to balance my camera, especially since I'm using this long telephoto lens, which is the production company's, as I mentioned earlier. And once I'm all set up, I plug in to make sure that the technical director has picture. That's all right. And I'll start it out with If there's one tool that every camera person needs, it is a flathead. Gotta get those tripod plates on. And my camera has a little penguin patch just for a little personality. Once my FS5 was set up, I was asked to set up the production company, so there I go. Being a camera person is actually very technical, so this is me setting up one of the roamer cameras to send picture to the switcher wirelessly. I didn't mention this earlier, but when I arrived, the crew had already ran SDIs to my platform, so all I had to do was plug in and go. And then these sandbags I packed are actually to help reduce shake because the platform is right by the bar, so people walk by all the time. So once we're all set up, it's just a matter of testing before the show. So here I am just waiting for any instruction over comms. As I said, once we're all set up, we test the cameras, making sure all the settings match, the colors match, before we have to shoot the actual show. And then once everything looks good, we took a quick dinner break, and then we were asked to run an XLR to my camera just for a scratch audio. And for this gig, we actually have a professional sound engineer from the venue who records all of the audio of the band, so that's definitely something that we don't have to worry about as video people. After a quick dinner break, we plug back in to record the actual show. During the actual show, the TD or technical director is in all of the cameras' ears, just letting us know when we're live or our cameras are hot. And by hot or live, I mean whenever your camera is hot, it's the main shot that's in focus at the moment. And this show was not a live stream, it was just we were recording to tape. So the biggest job of the TD is to make sure that there's a full show or there's a full edit to be delivered. It can be adjusted in post, but that's essentially what the TD is doing. During the show, I was focused on the lead singers of each band, and so with the lens that I have, I could typically only get a medium or close-ups, and that's me just cycling through those as the TD directed. And one tip I can give you is just always watch your headroom. And once the show is over, we just break down our cameras and any other video gear that is out. One of my favorite parts of being a camera operator is that once the show is over, all I have to do is remove the card and give it to whoever is editing or passing it off to the editor. Here I am packing up my personal gear and returning any gear that I borrowed from the production company, and after this I also help the production company pack up their gear and then load out. It's so important to be a team player, especially at the end of the day when everyone's fatigued. Just know that the better you work as a team, the sooner everyone can go home. This was a relatively short production day, at least relatively. It was just under 7 hours. Typically you can go for 8 to 10. So always thankful when things are pretty smooth, and this gig was definitely one of them. And that's about it. Thanks for joining me for my first day in life vlog. If we haven't met, I'm Marissa Roxas, a cinematographer based in San Diego, California. And if you want to go from surviving to thriving filmmaker just like me, then you are in the right place, and I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.